On tonight's CTV News, ECAN are asking people to dob on their neighbours. The Christchurch City Council is the third most indebted council in New Zealand, but good news for the seaside suburbs as Fairymead Bridge nears completion. Welcome to CTV News. I'm Rob Cope-Williams. First up tonight, most of Waimakariri district was affected by floodwater yesterday. But how is the area faring today? Emma Cropper spoke to the local mayor as the district is assessed for damage.
The clean-up is on for North Canterbury after being slammed by the rain yesterday, leaving most parts underwater. David Ayres, Mayor of the Waimakariri District Council, says they're now looking to assess the extent of the damage.
Assessment is certainly part of what we'll be doing, and some of the problems may be fairly easy to fix. Sometimes drains get blocked in these events simply because of all the other stuff that gets washed in flooding, and so there might be quite simple fixes.
The council staff and contractors spent the day assessing flood damage, drainage and roads. Mayor Ayres believes solutions will need to be found to prevent Kaiapoi from going underwater again.
But there are some areas, part of Kaiapoi is a good example where we're going to have to look at in the long term. Do some major work probably.
The area was drenched by a quarter of its average annual rainfall in just 12 hours. The council are asking locals to come forward if they do have damage, and those in the Oxford area to boil water if they rely on the number 2 scheme. So far, only a small amount of insurance claims have been lodged. AA Insurance says they've only received 6 from residents in Kaiapoi.
Not too bad in Canterbury compared to the rest of the country.
Mayor Ayres says most of the water has subsided, but for many places like this lake Lineside, as he calls it, may be left lingering for weeks to come.
Well, past experience isn't anything to go by. That water, a lot of that water will be there for weeks. In fact, there was still water there from the April storms.
The council is asking for locals to be careful on the roads until they've been assessed and potholes have been fixed. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
We'll find out when the rain will stop, perhaps, anyway, but later in the bulletin. In the meantime, an investigation by Taxpayer Union and Fairfax Media shows that the Christchurch City Council is the third most indebted council in the country.
The documents released to media outlets today show that despite its small size, the Mackenzie District Council is Canterbury's best performing local council. Christchurch City lags behind and is the worst performing in terms of operating expenditure per ratepayer. The City Council owes close to $14,000 for every ratepayer in Christchurch. That's more than 3 times higher than the national average. The Taxpayers Union is concerned once spending starts on Christchurch's central city anchor projects, debt levels will continue to increase. The Christchurch City Council is spending nearly $4,000 a year per ratepayer. That's a lot higher than the national average of $3,175. In a statement, the Taxpayers Union Executive Director Jordan Williams says it's unclear how much of that expenditure is related to the earthquakes. He says it's concerning how high the City Council's liabilities are. Williams believes without further funding from central government, Christchurch City Council may need to reconsider selling assets, like the airport and Orion. The city's assets are worth about $58,000 for each ratepayer. Elsewhere in Canterbury, the Waimakariri District Council is top of the list when it comes to collecting rates. Ratepayers pay an average of $2,130 a year. In Christchurch City, that figure drops to just $1,700. Waimakariri District Mayor David Ayres told Fairfax Media the earthquakes and the costs of new infrastructure for the rapidly growing region were pushing rates up.
The much talked about $40 billion cost of the earthquakes could continue to grow until it reaches $50 billion.
A $50 billion rebuild, that's what one of the city's business leaders is predicting. Canterbury Employers Chamber of Commerce Chief Executive Peter Townsend has told the Christchurch Press Treasury's $40 billion rebuild figure could grow due to people pumping extra capital into rebuild projects. He says while the cost of repairing the damage is $40 billion, the extra $10 billion would be spent upgrading residential and commercial rebuild projects. He says while $20 billion of the city's housing was damaged, homeowners are taking advantage of the opportunity to spend more making extra changes. Peter Townsend told the press that extra spending could amount to $4 billion. Major commercial repairs will also see extra money coming in. The Littleton Port Wharf repair will see an extra $10 to $12 million spent on upgrades. Fletcher EQR have also commented on the issue, saying EQC would prefer betterment didn't take place at the same time of repairs.
A strep outbreak has led to 5 elderly women dying in a Christchurch rest home. Another remains in a critical condition. The 6 affected residents of Bishop Selwyn Life Care are aged between 86 and 97 years old. The rest of the residents at the rest home have not tested positive for Strep A, but they have been treated as a precaution. Strep A is normally associated with sore throats, skin infections and rheumatic fever. While most infections are mild, such as a sore throat, it can still badly affect people with weak immune systems, such as the elderly. A representative from the rest home says it's difficult to trace the infection. The Canterbury District Health Board has praised the rest home for its response. Environment Canterbury's latest campaign is asking locals to get the regional council to let them know if somebody has a smoky chimney. The marketing campaign aims to inform Cantabrians about the region's poor air quality. ECAN says that chimneys smoke was a sign that the wood isn't burning efficiently. We asked Cantabrians what they thought of the plan and whether they would dob in somebody with a smoky chimney.
Now, ECAN wants anyone in Christchurch, if they see a smoky chimney, to kind of dob them in, ring up ECAN. What do you think about that?
I think it's a reasonable option, but I don't think I would, just because it's been in the positions have been in place for so long, and it's quite a hard thing to change. But I think we're all leaning towards wanting to have a cleaner environment, so it's probably a good option.
Did you know that's because it hasn't completely burned? The wood hasn't actually burned.
I did know that, yes.
What did you? How long have you known that one for?
Oh, since I was a small child, because we always had a wood fire and my father always made sure the wood was dry.
Correct.
How long have you known that one for?
Oh, about 30 years.
Well, with that, ECAN is asking people, if they do see smoke coming out of a chimney, to ring up ECAN and let them know where it is. What do you think about that campaign?
It's a good idea.
At the moment, ECAN wants to make sure that any smoke coming out of the chimney isn't too thick, and they're actually asking the public to ring up if they see any smoke coming out of chimneys. What do you think about that campaign?
Well, it sounds good, but I would hate to say something to my neighbours, put them on, I think that would be quite difficult.
Yeah, not too sure about that one.
Would you ring up if you saw any of your neighbours or anyone in general if they had a smoky chimney?
Maybe online or something like that might be better, or you could do something on a website might be quite good, or I don't know.
These fires at night have 70% of the particles. It's not the motor cars, it's the car, it's the fireplaces which are banked up at night.
Well, it's becoming a police state, is it? I don't think so. It's not, well, we've lost the art of being neighbours, haven't we? Throughout the world in some ways.
Secret is to make sure it's light, not heavy, and it's not green. One of Canterbury's, in the meantime, top doctors says he's backing the campaign, saying if Environment Canterbury can reduce Christchurch's air pollution levels, less people will end up in hospital.
New Zealand's air pollution is killing people. That's a hard fact to swallow, but it's one Canterbury Medical Officer of Health, Dr Alistair Humphrey, says people need to be aware of.
Up to 1,000 people a year in New Zealand die because of poor quality air. That's the latest HAPPEN study.
However, in Christchurch there are many poor quality homes, and the owners can't afford to install clean heat devices like heat pumps.
And their only source of heat often is a wood burner. So we have to work very carefully to make sure that we don't trade off good quality air for cold homes. We want our homes to be warm, because cold homes, of course, affect your health as well.
Despite popular belief, it's not the elderly who rely on dirty wood burners. In fact, they prefer other forms of heat, as it's quite hard work lifting the wood. Christchurch has many well-off residents who have log fires.
These are the people who just like a log fire, they like that, they like the idea of it. Actually, in a city is the wrong place for a log fire, because it actually kills people.
Environment Canterbury's strict rules within its air plan aim to reduce air pollution and to bring the number of pollution-related deaths down.
Those tiny, tiny particles get into your lungs, they go down very deeply, and they can give you respiratory illness.
Even if they don't die, many people are ending up in hospital because of the polluted air coming from smoky wood burners.
Well, anybody who has an existing respiratory problem, like asthma or chronic obstructive airways disease, during those days when there is heavy pollution, they are much more likely to have an exacerbation of their problem, so they're more likely to end up in hospital.
It gets even worse.
Small particles can actually trigger respiratory problems in some people, so they actually cause some people to actually get sick who would not normally be sick.
The CDHB has measures in place to subsidise clean heat options and to help install insulation. Together, these two options should help bring the cost of heating homes down. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
And still to come on your CTV News, seaside residents have reason to celebrate soon.
Make sure you catch a virtual tour of the roadworks and traffic changes affecting the CBD each weekday at 7, 8 and 9 a.m. Catch it again during your lunch break at 12 and watch CTV News first at 5 for the latest update.
The Hearst Auto Dismantler's premises has been sold. We apologise for any inconvenience.
Located at the foot of the Port Hills, Fairymead Golf offers a spectacular location for any occasion. Make your dream wedding a reality with private use of our green function room, outdoor garden courtyard, large marquee and stunning gazebo. Or for your next conference, enjoy the relaxed atmosphere of Fairymead Golf, offering a private, spacious conference room with special deals to make any break a true break. All with customised catering from the Wow Cafe. Fairymead Golf, 50 Fairymead Park Drive, right next to the Fairymead Heritage Park.
Yuck, look at all this moss and lichen. I'm not getting up there, not in these heels. Time to call Mossbuster.
Mossbuster is a no-bleach, non-abrasive, biodegradable solution that has over 35 years of proven results. You can buy Mossbuster online for less than half the cost of other well-known products and can be yours for less than $1 a litre. You just spray it on and let Mother Nature do the rest, or Mossbuster can do it for you. Check out our website or call the Mossbuster crew for a free quote. Mossbuster, 0800 88 1000.
Come dine with country catering at the Kaipoi Golf Club Cafe. Enjoy our range of delicious $10 lunches, daily specials and other homemade goodies. Open to the public 7 days inside the Kaipoi Golf Club, north end of William Street, Kaipoi. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Are you looking for more from your local channel? CTV are online. Our latest listings, on-demand shows, program information, all on the CTV website. We'll see you there.
Kids television is right here on CTV. Tune in on Saturday morning from 7 till 9 for an exciting range of fantastic kids programming. Join in with all the fun. Saturday mornings from 7 till 9, CTV.
Welcome back to CTV News as we count down towards the forecast to see if the rain will be stopping. But in the meantime, the Fairymead Bridge is a vital lifeline for those living in the city's seaside suburbs. It's been a long time coming, but a major milestone was marked on the construction of the replacement bridge today.
A vital link to the Christchurch eastern suburbs is one step closer to being complete. This is the first of 26 beams being laid on Fairymead Bridge, a major milestone for its construction, as these 45-tonne beams are the largest component of the replacement bridge.
By the time they swing all the beams into place and have the bridge covered, we're certainly looking at having that part of things completed by Christmas time anyway, and maybe earlier.
The beams will support the new road deck, as well as housing critical services such as communication cables and water supplies. The replacement bridge is costing over $34 million to construct over a 2.5-year period, but it hasn't been smooth sailing. The bridge faced delays after geotechnical investigations revealed underlying rock, meaning the piles had to be drilled 8 metres into the rock. One-lane temporary bridges border the site for commuters, but while these trucks are carting the beams onto site, the Christchurch City Council was warning there may be delays to commuters.
Well, I guess there are traffic management plans in place, and as I indicated, until we actually get the approaches all into place too and sealed, I guess people will need to continue to be patient. It's been a long-awaited project, this.
Phil Clearwater, chairman of the council's environmental committee, believes it's something locals are becoming used to.
I think it's something that Christchurch people have become accustomed to dealing with and deal with very well, and I think people need to be complimented on that. It's long-term stuff, this, and I guess Christchurch people are accustomed now to being in queues, and that's how it is, but we are making progress.
Once the bridge is completed, it'll make commuting for the 30,000 travellers it carries an easier task. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
We're looking forward to that. A local group has been fighting to save Centennial Pool, but with diggers moving in on site next week, their battle has come to an end.
It's been a long-fought battle for those hoping to save Centennial Pool, but the demolition of the complex will start next week. The Christchurch Central Development Units purchased the pool from the Christchurch City Council as part of their blueprint. Mayor Leanne Dalzell says her hands were tied to save the pool because the council were bound by the cost-sharing agreement signed by the previous council. The Save Centennial Pool group believes the selling of the pool to the Crown was illegal. The group sought legal advice against the demolition of the pool, which suggested the council should have consulted the public. The group then made every effort to save the pool, including this Facebook page to raise awareness.
We've tried to keep it in the public profile because how important we think this facility is and how the decisions that our elected members were making and that the government were making, we didn't think that they were right for the community.
Save the Centennial spokesperson Simone Pearson's been fronting the fight over the past 2 years.
The driver for me all along has been because I knew how important that was in the community and how valued it was and how it really could positively impact people's quality of life.
She's tried bringing as much attention to their plea to save the Centennial, even making a deputation before the council in a bikini last year.
I rocked up there in my bikini, people were pretty surprised, but it had the desired effect, which is that it got some spotlight on the issue and it made the issue stand out in people's minds, and that was the thinking behind the bikini.
The site will become home to the Margaret Mayhew family playground, costing $20 million to construct, a much larger price tag than the $2 million needed to repair the pool. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Two major associations are tackling obesity. The New Zealand Medical Association says obesity is a major public health issue in New Zealand. It's making people sick and unhappy and straining the health system, they say. The Soil and Health Association is praising the NZMA for acting. Co-chair of Soil and Health, Marion Thompson, says diet is a major part of the problem. Soil and Health agrees with the NZMA's recommendations, in particular an easy-to-understand traffic light food sampling and labelling system and nutritional education in schools. The association also wants to see legislation or regulation to restrict the advertising and marketing of unhealthy food to children. This could include a ban on fizzy drinks in schools. Still to come on your CTV News, the Anglican Bishop of Christchurch told CTV's Chris Lynch she is bored with the ongoing cathedral drama. High Heels in the High Country is a programme on CTV, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. It focuses totally on the rural women, the people who are doing everything from running farms to running businesses. High Heels in the High Country, 8 o'clock Tuesdays.
Blackwells has a proud history presenting leading vehicle brands, extensive backup and service for a total one-stop driving experience. Holden, Mazda and HSV new and used vehicle sales, servicing, parts, paint and panel, Isuzu truck sales and service, all together in one convenient location. More selection, more value, more quality and more reasons to make Blackwells your #1 choice. Visit Blackwells today, corner Waterloo Racecourse Road, Sockburn, or online at blackwells.co.nz.
Come in and meet the locals at the Bush Inn Centre. Whether it's to grab a coffee on the go or to catch up with a friend over lunch or dinner, the Bush Inn Centre is the perfect place. With our unique range of shops, you'll find everything you're looking for and more. Our friendly locals are always happy to help. We have plenty of parking at the Bush Inn Centre, making your shopping experience just a little bit easier. So come in, meet the locals and shop Bush Inn. You'll find us on the corner of Riccarton and Waimari Roads.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
Christchurch has its very own enchanted utopia, the Hitching Post. Pop in and see for yourself. A magical assortment of handmade creations, custom-made candles and artwork. Choose from our huge range of water features, garden art and imported giftware. Specialists in handcrafted metal artwork made in store. Nestled on 722 Marshlands Road, the Hitching Post, defining art our way.
Have you seen something you like? You can purchase a copy of CTV's own shows so you can watch them again and again. So give us a call on 3777 033 and order a copy today.
Join us tonight at 6 for DW World News. Informative, lively, international news, breaking stories and global developments. DW News, weekdays at 6 p.m, right here on CTV.
Welcome back to your CTV News. The Anglican bishop has revealed to CTV that she's bored with the ongoing drama around the Christchurch Cathedral. Marcus Gibbs reports.
The Christchurch Cathedral, more than 3 years on from the devastating February 2011 earthquake. After ongoing court action, the High Court has ruled the church can continue with deconstruction of the building, replacing it with a new cathedral. This is good news for the Anglican bishop, who's been fighting to deconstruct the building.
This is truly a saga of the 21st century. It's rather boring, if you want to know the truth. There's nothing more boring than constant court cases. It's also rather expensive. No, I don't know how much it's cost the church, which is a lot. I am totally bored by it. I wasn't ordained. I was ordained to serve God and the people. This is boring.
Former Wigram MP Jim Anderton has previously told CTV News the game isn't over. He wants to hold on to the city's heritage. But this isn't what the bishop signed up for.
The question about a new cathedral? We're not in the heritage business. The cathedral is not a museum. We're in the business of worshipping God. We'd like to get on with it.
She believes the public backs the church's view, describing recent protests to save the building as underattended.
We talk to people all the time. We tend to talk about it as dialogue, but we had several public fora. And so on. So I think the public has spoken.
The bishop says the cathedral's designer never visited New Zealand. She questions whether the city would rather have a locally designed and built building.
Even the transitional cathedral has had many, many visits from Shigeru Man and Yoshia, his assistant, and there has been a collaboration with Warren and Marty right here in Christchurch. So it is a collaborative build.
She says the sooner the church can build the new cathedral, the better.
People don't need one more thing to drag them down. The people in Canterbury have enough before them in terms of recovery and resilience. Why on earth do people feel the need to make this such a cause célèbre when actually we need to be looking forward, not back?
The church will need to have Sarah's permission before deconstruction can continue. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
And if you'd like to catch that full interview and catch her again saying that she's bored and it's expensive and all about her court cases, you can catch it on Lynched next Monday night here on CTV at 8:30. In the meantime, of course, we've got bad weather, we've got bad roads, we've got roadworks everywhere you go. So let's have a look at CTV's traffic update, which hopefully will assist you navigating the repairs taking place.
Hello travellers, to help you plan your journey around the central city, here's a few tips. For those accessing Papanui Road from Montreal Street, although the temptation is to go straight through Victoria Street, this will only lead to you being stuck in traffic. We recommend instead you use Montreal Street, turn left onto Beeley Avenue and then take the right arrow. This will get you through to Papanui Road quicker. For those travelling east on Beeley Avenue, you'll notice a new lane drop from Manchester Street to Barbados Street, and Pack Street's also closed at Beeley Avenue here. To keep up to date on what's happening with the Central City roads, stay tuned, keep watching CTV News first at 5, and in the meantime visit the Transport for Christchurch website.
That's excellent advice, because I must confess it is still very frustrating. But anyway, let's look at the weather finally tonight, your regional weather forecast.
Kia ora everybody. Well, it was another cloudy day for Canterbury, so let's take a look at those temperatures. Timaru had 10 degrees today and Temuka and Geraldine on 10 degrees. Ashburton 10 degrees for your Wednesday. Methven had 10 degrees. Rakaia 10 degrees for you. Darfield had 10 degrees today. Leeston and Rolleston had 9 degrees. Lincoln also had 9 today, and Christchurch a cool day for you with 9 degrees. The same over in Akaroa with a cool 9 degrees today, and out in North Canterbury, Kaipoi, Rangiora and Amberley also all on 9 degrees for Wednesday. Taking a look inland, Culverden and Hamner Springs, you were both on 9 degrees today, and 9 degrees there in Cheviot. And along the east coast up in Kaikoura, also 9 degrees for you. Let's take a look at the weather for Thursday. Timaru, cloud breaking and sunny periods increasing for your Thursday with light northeasterlies. Tonight's low 5 degrees and tomorrow's high 13 degrees. Ashburton, cloudy at first but sunny periods developing during the afternoon with light winds. Tonight's low 5 degrees and tomorrow's high 13 degrees. Christchurch, mostly cloudy for your Thursday, but the cloud will break during the afternoon with light northeasterly breezes and with those cooler temperatures and afternoon cloud. Tonight's low 5 degrees and tomorrow's high will be 12 degrees. And it will be remaining mostly cloudy in Kaikoura with very light winds. Tonight's low will be 5 degrees and tomorrow's high 12 degrees. Well, a cloudy day expected for most around Canterbury tomorrow, so let's take a look at the temperatures. Temuka and Geraldine can expect a high of 13 degrees. Methven, you'll have 13 degrees, and 13 is also expected in Rakaia. Darfield, you can expect 13 degrees tomorrow, and Leeston, 12 degrees for you. Rolleston and Lincoln, 12 degrees expected for you. And over in Akaroa, 11 degrees is expected for your Thursday. Out in North Canterbury, Kaipoi and Rangiora, 12 degrees is set for your Thursday. Amberley also have 12 expected there. And up in Culverden, Hamner Springs and Cheviot, well, a cloudy day ahead with a high of 12 degrees. Looking ahead for Canterbury, becoming fine and sunny on Friday with cooler temperatures and moderate northeasterlies. Fog patches will be possible during the evening. Fine at the weekend with sunny periods and high cloud and light northerly mild winds. High cloud increasing and thickening on Monday with northeasterly winds freshening. Some brief rain developing after dark. And that's your weather update for Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
It looks slightly better with a bit of a respite through until Tuesday. Just remember, every day of winter is one day closer to spring. That's your CTV News. I'm Rob Cope-Williams.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.